Guess who's back?
You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Trey and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
What's good, everybody? Unapologetic, the podcast. I'm going to give out the episode. This is episode 75. We 3/4 to 100, my guy.
3/4 to 100.
Who would have thought? But as y'all see, the dynamic duo is together.
What's happening?
First episode, well, actually, the first recording of the year for Unapologetic, and man, it seemed like it's been a long time.
Yeah,
I be having withdrawals, man. But we here, and I mean, we still been putting out episodes been coming out, so I mean, it is what it is. But what's good with you?
Hey, bro, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm highly favored, dog. Man, I'm down to the wire on being out here, bro.
Okay.
I'm happy just thinking about coming back home, man, and just get back to regular life, man. I can't wait.
Right.
But this time away, man, you know, I some things have happened out here, man. You know, I done gained some people, I done lost some people. I had to rearrange how my life is. And I'm in the right direction, man. Going in the right direction, man. Got clouded for a second, but you know, you can't hold the dog down for too long.
Right. Well, that's good, man. I we definitely can talk about gaining and losing people. That's something that I've been kind of think about a lot lately. But I mean, that's good, man. So because the people don't know, we recorded an episode, I want to say 2, 3, 4 days before Christmas.
Right.
And it was one of them. It was one of them episodes. I mean, like if y'all wanted to see like vulnerability, like us exposing ourselves and just talking about, you know, just talking things that y'all have never heard us talk about, you know, about self, things we went through, and even there's some people that's probably close to us that, you know, would have heard things that, you know, they've never heard. And it just so happened that we was just doing it to do it because we wasn't recording. So, oh man, but that was
therapeutic though, my man. It was therapeutic. It was very therapeutic, very needed. It was very much needed. So, you know, regardless, I'm still thankful, like I said prior to us recording, and I'm still thankful that it happened, because that really, for me, that jump started me into thinking other things, man, different outlook.
Right.
And moving forward into 2022, and we're here now, man. I feel 10 times better than I did when I recorded that. Actually, or tried to record. How about that?
So that's good, man. That's good. And I mean, you know, moving into the new year, you know, you never want to be cliche like new year, new me, but you know, it's not even going to be really a new you. It's just, you know, you adjusting things and moving differently. I'm still the same nigga, but I'm you know, switching up a little things here or there that I feel like need to be made, you know, certain adjustments. But man, 31st came, 31st went,
Yes,
tired, new year, lovely, man. I mean, it's I really didn't like think about it or settle in until I went out Taco Tuesday with a couple friends, and I was just sitting down, and I was like, you know, it feels so good being out the Army.
I bet, bro.
Like it just that was the first thought I had, and I told him that, you know, we just started, you know, talking about just the differences and how, you know, how I feel like I was institutionalized, because it was so many like habits and things that I'm still breaking to this day. And you know, I ain't put a uniform on since like September 1st.
Right.
Just, you know, walking with your fingers curled, you know, stopping to answer your phone or a text, stopping to drink a bottle of water and drink, you know what I'm saying? All that shit that we just so like programmed to not do because rules and regulations and whatever else, like breaking that shit. You just find yourself like
I do all that shit anyway, man.
like, why the fuck am I doing that shit? But yeah, man. But you know, I treated myself to Dubai for the new year. Had a great time, man. Wish you was there, but I understand why you couldn't be there. I know we, and of course our listeners and viewers know exactly, you know, why. But I did do like, so there were some things that I thought about while I was there, and just far as, and you know, people that I would have loved to been there, you know, and celebrate that time with, you know, that I did extend the invite out. You know, I got a lot of text messages, a lot of messages like, damn, I should have came. I knew I should have came. You know what I'm saying? But I'm extending it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm extending it out. Like, this ain't nothing that I just threw up out the blue, you know, off the bat. You know, I put this out there like last January. You know what I'm saying?
I remember. Yeah.
So, you know, one particular person, you know, it's probably like one of my best friends growing up. One of his homies that got shot, you know, and he I forgot when it was, but he told me, he was like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna be able to make it. My man, you know, my homie got shot, and I'm like the next closest person to him. So you know, I'm gonna have to, you know, look out for him, you know, until until otherwise notice. I'm like, and at the time I felt like kind of selfish, but I was like, you know, it's a year out, right?
Oh, he told you at the top of the year.
Top of the year. Right.
I thought you were saying like, cause, you know, it happened in like, okay.
No. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I even had, and I had numerous people tell me, oh yeah, I got plans, or I gotta work that day. And not talking about nobody in particular, because there's like 10, 11, 12 people that told me that, you know, I'm gonna have to work, you know, so it's a bunch of y'all. But I'm just like, it's a year out. Like, right. Even in the Army, and we know like as you know, as much as we work or how they do us, like a year out, I can for you.
Yeah.
I can plan, I can schedule. You tell me, hey, man, next year I want to do this, blah, 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 blah. All right, say less. You're gonna make it happen. You're gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You giving me a year out, I can't. But there's not, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say there's not, you know, a good enough excuse or reason, but it is, regardless of what happened, dog, I had a lot of fun with people that came. It was great. Something I'm looking forward to probably doing, you know, here on out, just a little, you know, trip here and there with friends. Make it happen, man. But it's always great. Yeah. I can't complain, man, because a lot of people did not wake up January 1st or didn't even get the opportunity to celebrate New Year.
Back though, bro. Back though.
But and I would, before we get started, just give a condolences to those lives that were lost, you know, for the people that didn't get to, and even into the new year, the lives that's been lost. Particularly, I forgot his name, in Fayetteville. He got shot this past weekend, Sunday. Did you hear about it?
Mm-hmm.
Black guy driving.
Oh yeah. Wait. I stand corrected. Yeah, I don't. Forgive me for not knowing his name, but yeah, I did hear about that.
Jason Walker.
Jason Walker. Yeah.
Jason
okay.
Walker. Yep.
Yeah, man, I did hear about that. That's nuts, bro. That is nuts. And the setup behind it and what they're trying to say happened, like he threw himself in front of a car, or like, come on, man. What?
Yeah. As much as we like to think things change, they don't, though. In that aspect, far as in this police shit and black people, like is the reasons and the things that they throw out there to say, okay, this is why it happened is beyond me. Like, it don't get no more, like, they don't get any better to where it make you think like, is this a possibility? Like, they keep throwing piss on you.
Yeah, that's what it seems, brother. That's what it seems.
Yeah, man. But so national championship.
Okay.
Bama in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on them?
Going into the game, prior to the game, I did not. Obviously, the history tells us that Georgia just could not get over the hump when it came down to Alabama, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know me, I'm a money line guy. And I checked the money line. I think it was -2.5.
Right.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, or prior to the game. But then I looked at it. Last time they played was what, -6, -9, or something like that. Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just think it was from a standpoint of preparation, man. Kirby Smart is not. He doesn't prepare like. Well, he's not a mastermind like Nick Saban, but I think the injuries within the game were huge. I think I think that Georgia, when you look at it on that stage, I think they stepped into the game and they realized like, hey, in order for us to take that leap back to, football, prominence or whatever you want to call it, then they needed that game, and it showed. And they pulled it off, man. It was a very good game, very good game. Very good game, man. And hats off to Georgia for winning the national championship, bro. And being able to get back on that loss a few weeks ago.
Right. Yeah. And that was a telling loss that they suffered a few weeks ago. I'm with you. I think the injuries did play a lot. I think Georgia had more. I think they have a more of an advantage because they basically, in my eyes or opinion, they had to revamp a whole lot of things.
Alabama?
No, Georgia. Because
Georgia
they
had
lost.
to revamp. What do you mean? Oh,
as far as in the game plan, coming to the game, like we came in there last time, we can't necessarily, like, we got to figure out a way to get the Bryce Young. We got to figure out a way to do this. We got to figure out a way to do that. Alabama already beat Georgia. They know they can beat Georgia. They had to make some minor adjustments here and there, but they didn't have to really, make a lot of changes because they felt like they had the formula.
Yeah, how do you adjust to? You can't. It's hard to adjust
exactly.
to winning. I mean, it's very hard to do that.
And someone said this could be a true thing too. They said in the SEC championship, Alabama was the hungry team. They had to be hungry. Georgia was already in the college. Georgia was already in the playoffs. So
because they took that L with Texas A&M, right?
Yeah. So that could be something too. Telling about the SEC championship. But all in all, it was a good game. Bryce Young, he picked probably the worst time to have a bad game.
Yeah.
And Alabama, they didn't take a lot of shots downfield until 3-4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like you can probably count on one hand how many shots they took down the field.
When you're downfield threat goes down. I mean,
even prior to that, because they only hit him downfield one time. That's when he got hurt.
And also too, like, I mean, but I think it's a respect factor. You know what I mean? In a game like that, with the amount of athletes on the field, you just with a team like Georgia, you're not going. You just can't at that time. I feel like you just can't. You have to be methodical in your offense, man. With a team like Georgia, because at the end of the day, they are fundamentally sound this year. They really are. Yeah. And people don't. And when you're fundamentally sound and you mix that with top tier talent, bro, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, Georgia, they had faith in their offense, going into the third and the fourth quarter, and saying, hey, we're going to throw this ball up, may the best man win, because we have athletes too. Right. And we saw the best men did win. They win, the one-on-one balls, the 50-50 balls. Georgia won those balls.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I obviously, as a coach, I'm sure looking at the film, if I'm Nick Saban, I probably won't look at the film maybe for another 2 years. But somebody in the coaching staff has looked at it, and I'm sure they're saying, you know what, if we could do it all over again, we would do that much different. Stretch the field, man. Give your athletes the opportunity, regardless of who goes down. You still have top tier athletes.
Right. Yeah, you still got 5 stars coming in the game.
Yeah, well, I don't care about the stars, but
yeah. Well, yeah. But so what was it? It was 3-4 years ago. Somebody got hurt, and that's when was it Devontae Smith or Waddle? They came in the game and they only had like 6 catches the whole season, and they lit up. And they
So Waddle was the man coming in. He missed a few games,
mm-hmm.
and then Devontae Smith won the game for them in overtime,
mm-hmm.
and then won the Heisman the next year.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I mean, they got the athletes, and it's they definitely have a next man, and they definitely have a next man up system because that year if it was Waddle, I think they only had he only had 6 catches the whole year.
No, it was Smith. Smith had 6 catches the whole year.
Yeah, and he came in.
And that was his coming out party, and he won the Heisman Trophy the next year. Like he took over college football.
Yep. Which was last year, yeah. But off of that, and we just running through some quick shit because we ain't like really talked about it. AB, you got thoughts on AB antics? Anything going on? What?
Okay, so regardless, man, I feel like there's a the backstory is coming out, whether it was about the bonus money or whether it was about him playing with a hurt foot or injured foot. Regardless, there's a reason why this man did that. But on the flip side, you got to be a professional, man. Right? That's the part that I'm disappointed in, bro.
Always.
Like, I get it, but you still have to be a professional, man. And yeah, I mean, let's just be honest, man. This man has millions of dollars, bro. He's not hurt for nothing. So I get it. He had, he has the cushion. If you want to walk off, he could do that. But it's still about professionalism, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think this man's gonna put him on another set of pads in the
Really?
NFL. I don't think so. I don't. I think that was his last straw. I think that was that not, if I'm not mistaken. So what do we got? We got Steelers. We got Steelers. We got
Raiders.
Raiders, and we got Patriots, right?
Yep.
3 strike, bro.
Shit, it's the 4th. Well, yeah, 3. This third time he's been given the opportunity.
Yeah, right. This is the 3rd team, right? 4th team.
4th team, but 3rd time he's been given the opportunity.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't think I think that's it for him, and I think and I also think he knows that this is it. This is it, man. And I think that this hurts his legacy. I think that he may fall into that TO category of being one of the best ever and still having to wait on that gold jacket. Because at the end of the day, we all know the Hall of Fame and how they do it in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Your off the field character matters. This will tarnish that, man. So
I'm with you.
Is he a Hall of Famer to you?
Huh?
Is he a Hall of Famer to you? Stat-wise, strictly stats, strictly performance.
I don't think he made it there just yet. He's Hall of Fame. He's Hall of Fame talent. I just got to look at the numbers, like just to see where he is, far as on the touchdown list. Is he in that top? He's not a top 5, is he? Touchdowns all time receivers. Is he top 10? I just have to see where he's at on that list.
Okay.
And catches. He has a talent. He's Hall of Fame talent. I just don't know if his numbers made it there just yet because he hasn't been like really on the field the last 3-4 years. Which had he been, he probably is in that category. I don't know if he's cracked that, all time, one of the top 10 all time leader in receptions, yards, touchdowns. I don't know where he sits on that list just yet.
Well, I definitely know this man. He's broken quite a few records. Mm-hmm. And I think the stint of he broke a couple of records this year. Like as far as where he is, I should have had this in front of me before, but we can talk about it on the next go round.
Okay.
But I'm thinking he's broken some pretty good, significant records, man. So he broke some significant records. So that's why I say what I say.
Yeah.
So
well, no. I mean, I definitely, if he has, and I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it that he has, the numbers, but I know he for sure, without a doubt, is Hall of Fame talent.
right.
And I base everything off numbers because if they gave Keyshawn Johnson the gold jacket next year, I would say for what?
Yeah.
So like Keyshawn's name has never came up in the top anything of wide receivers, but you let it. But I mean, they told us Keyshawn was one of the best, most talented wide receivers to ever come out of college.
Well, based on what he did in college.
Yeah. USC, but I mean,
so did Mike Williams.
Yeah, exactly. So did Michael Crabtree.
So did Roy Williams.
Yeah.
Hey man, you couldn't tell me shit about Roy Williams. If you would have told me that Roy Williams wasn't going to be Megatron before Megatron, bro, I would have told you, kiss my ass.
Right. You're right. You were right. I thought the same about Peter Warwick too.
Oh my God, don't get me started. Yeah, listen. That's fun. That's so funny, man. Growing up, real spill. Like I like Randy Moss, and that's Randy Moss is my favorite receiver, right? Ever. He's my favorite receiver ever, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't know. I think my homeboy is back home though. But if I had to say, if I had patted my game after anybody back in the day, bro, it's Peter Ward. That's why I patted my game. That's who I got my game from. Well, that's who I want.
He was a menace at Florida State.
Yeah. Shoot. And only ran a 4.7 in the 40, by the way.
Another one, and we can get off this topic. Another one, he came out of Miami though, Santana Moss.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And think about it is, you talk about Santana Moss and how good Santana Moss was. At the end of the day, I wouldn't have, if you made me place a bet on who would have been a better receiver in the NFL between Andre Johnson and Santana Moss, I would have took Santana Moss every day of the weekend, twice on Sunday.
And lo and behold, definitely not.
He is going into the Hall of Fame.
Who? Andre? Yeah, he should.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he left early.
Absolutely.
He still had years in him. So man, I was looking through social media the other day. I was on Twitter, man. And let me bring up this because I don't want to paraphrase. I read this thing. Well, I am gonna paraphrase. I'm not gonna read all this shit. But it said Instagram model is considering suing Drake after he allegedly put hot sauce in the condom. You saw that shit, right?
Yeah.
Man, how dirty is the game?
Listen,
that's a smart shit.
It's genius, man.
It is.
It is genius. And anybody that's saying that it's not, I ask you to take your feet out of the shoes that you're wearing and put them into champagne poppies shoes. Exactly. Right? Like the fact, like, come on, man, this guy's a world icon. So of course he had to protect his neck at all times. The fact that he planned and he thought second and third order effects and he did that only for it could have possibly backfired on him had he had not the hot sauce in it allegedly. It's genius.
It is. And
shout out to Drake.
Yeah, definitely, because he has way more to lose in that aspect. Next thing you know, this woman's pregnant and she don't want nothing to do with Drake. She just wants something to do with his money. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's genius that he did it. It's even more sadder that there are women out there that's stooping to this level, going this low. Like they're actually allegedly pulling condoms out of trash cans and trying to self-inseminate themselves.
That's wild, man. That's wild.
You know, everybody want the fame and the fortune, but that shit that come along with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can deal with that.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know how on point you have to be to think about that type of stuff, or to have people put things in place for you so that you don't get messed over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the type of life I want to live. You got to think about. You could feel somebody, you could be feeling somebody or feeling a woman or whomever, and you have to think in the back of your mind, you know, I have to carry hot sauce with me so that in case that me and this woman have sex, that she don't impregnate herself. She don't try to impregnate herself from a condom that was thrown in the trash. Like really sit back and think about that. Oh, that's rough. It's a rough life, man.
Definitely a rough life. Definitely a rough life. And I mean, you know, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and it was not even related to this, but it applies to it. Like, there's people out here that just study you just to have the drop on you, just to get the drop on you. And a lot of times, if they got the drop on you, they got the drop on you.
Right.
Like, so in Drake's case, and probably you know, a lot of other millionaires, billionaires, you always gotta, you know, for the majority of the time, have to be thinking 2-3 steps ahead. Like you really can't have too many off nights or off moments because of shit like this. Like, you got motherfuckers digging through trash cans trying to pull out rubbers to, you know, just say they got pregnant by you.
Yeah.
And you already know what's gonna happen if it do happen. Let's say she successfully got pregnant. Like, he didn't do that shit. She successfully got pregnant. The child is determined to be his. He can argue all day how she got pregnant. It ain't gonna matter.
Thanks.
It's not gonna matter because there's only 2 of them there. But what she gonna be? She up from there.
Up for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm. Man, I was just thinking about it, man. I mean, we want that fame and fortune, but it's shit like that also comes with it.
Facts.
And I don't know if that's, you can't pick and choose which parts of it you want.
Hey, you know what I think? I think our viewers and our listeners, for those who listen to Drake and they think that he's a subpar rapper or whatever, or subpar artist, I don't know how you could, but that's your opinion. I challenge you to go back and listen to So Far Gone, the Mixtape Now album, and listen to Say It Was Real. The song Say It Was Real.
This I don't know how they could do it. I don't know how they could do it anyway, and not that song.
That's what I'm saying. But think about how old that song is, and think about what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's just food for thought. Little Jim.
Go do it, y'all. Go listen to it. Jim Jones.
Jimmy, you know that's my guy.
Jones.
Before we start talking about it,
Capo.
You know that's my guy.
It is.
You know that's my.
It is.
That's my guy. Okay.
It is.
But go ahead.
The Capo. I think you already know. I think you know we about to talk about, man.
Yeah, I do.
Jim Jones said his mom taught him how to kiss. And before we can get that, shout out to Jim Jones for the Gangsta Grill album that just dropped today, the mixtape. Haven't fully listened to it yet.
I haven't listened to anything. I'm gonna get into it when we get off the pod.
Yeah. Him and Drama dropped the Gangsta Grill today. But, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he said his mom taught him how to kiss when he was a young boy. And
it was clickbait.
I hope so.
He said it was clickbait.
Yeah, that was after the fact, though. Well,
I mean, you don't tell people it's clickbait.
Yeah. But does Jim Jones really need clickbait?
No, he does not. You know what? In my eyes, in your eyes, I mean, it's Jimmy. Of course, we don't think so because we're in tune with rap.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what his pockets look like. We don't know what.
Right.
First of all, don't think I'm condoning saying that your mom tongue kissing you is.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about it because we're there. We're there. We're gonna talk about it. We talking about the hypothetical now. So yeah, we there. But
yeah,
you're right. I mean, there could be a lot of things going on behind the scenes that he need to clickbait for. But just for the fact that he said it, and when asked how did she teach you, he said we kissed.
I'm not sure.
Come on, Siri, what you doing? Dog.
You know what? Just thinking about it, man. Thinking about it, you know, people do crazy things to get the likes or the views or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But I can assure you, I will never in a million years come out the side of my neck and say that Mama Dre taught me how to kiss. There's no way, dog. What? What are you talking about? What are we even what? I don't know, man.
So in this documented, they have a relationship, like their relationship is different. And I'm not gonna say different, but we've seen the type of relationship him and his mom have. You know what I'm saying? As far as, from the love and hip hop and everything, like they are very, 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 very close. Very close. Is so from things we've known and seen, I don't think it's far-fetched that it happened or may not, that it, do I think it happened? I don't think it's.
No, you said it's not. That's what I'm saying. You said it's not far-fetched. You don't think that's far-fetched that his mom talking about a tongue kiss, bro?
No, I don't think I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
That is disgusting.
It's very disgusting. It's it's very disgusting, man. Just to even for clickbait, I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, even for clickbait is fucking trying not to curse so much. Yeah, it's nasty, bro. It is nasty. It is nasty.
And just
Jimmy,
to put it,
I'm disappointed in Jimmy, man. He ran out on that one.
He did. And just to even put it out there, like, that ain't nothing I want y'all to know. I mean, that's there's laws against that, ain't it?
Probably, bro. I hope so. If not, they need to be.
It should be. I mean, it is. I'm pretty sure if that's I want to say molestation, but I'd have to see exactly what molestation means. I know the premise, y'all. I know the premise, but I want it's kissing included. If not, it needs to be. But I think there are things that kids should not be exposed to. But when is the good time or the right time to expose them to it? Like so, for instance, your child or your children, when do you dictate or figure out when do you have that conversation with them about sex?
I think it's well for me. I don't know what school curriculum is right now, but and I think we talked about this a while ago. But I think the right thing to do is to talk to your kids either right before or during the time where they speak on where they teach sex education in school. And I think for me it was in the 5th grade.
Okay.
And so of course I had to take a permission slip home to my dad and things like 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade. I had to take a permission slip home to my dad. He had to sign off on sex education and all this stuff, right? I'll never forget it, right? I didn't know what's going on. So after the first day, my dad came and he asked me what I learned, and I told him, and I was, so I was bashful in it and just embarrassed to talk about it. You know what I mean? And my dad, when it comes down to it, how people think or say that I'm pretty straightforward and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that from my dad. So I'm straightforward times a million. He's straightforward times a million. So, I'm 9, 10 years old, and my dad just breaks the shit down. He breaks it down from a standpoint of, correct terminology or politically correct terminology, and then he gives me the street terminology for all things sex, right? And he takes his Newport box, right? He smoked cigarettes at the time. He takes his Newport box, right? And he takes the little case, the little plastic case off the Newport box. And he's talking about condoms. He puts it on his finger. He's like, this is what you need at all times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
He simulates that as a condom. So I think 9 to 10 years old is an ideal age to at least introduce it. Not quite like how my dad did, but I think 9 to 10 years old. I say 10 years old, because my daughter's getting ready to turn 9, so I'm like,
so
I'm definitely not ready for that.
Yeah. So with that introduction, excuse me, are you doing it because the possibility or that they might be sexually active soon after that?
I think you have to. I think you have to. I think you have to, based on how the development of bodies, of how people are, or kids today, when it comes to females, some females are getting their menstrual cycle at 9 years old, at 10 years old. You know what I mean? But then you mix in the fact that with that comes liking boys, or boys liking girls, and whether or not we don't know what they're watching when they're not around us. We don't know what they're exposed to when they're not around us. We don't even know the feelings that they have inside of them unless they tell us. So I think it's safe. I think it's safe to have those conversations. You know what I mean? I do. And in the near future, guess what? I'm gonna have to have that conversation with my daughter.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to, and just based on the anatomy of a woman. Part of truth. And guess what? I didn't think about that until just now, Reg. So thank you. And if it's sarcasm in that, that's because I'm.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. Trust me. Hey, I've been there.
Yeah,
2 times.
It's coming.
2 times, but
it's coming.
So introducing them to it. Think about it now. Like, I think you can introduce, but not so much more. I guess. And not saying this is something that, anything you said in there, condone it. Because I say, so for instance, I have a friend, female, she has a boy. He is 10 or 11 now. And we was talking, it's probably about a month ago or so. But she said that when he came to the car, at the school, she asked him, who was that he was talking to? And it was I forgot the girl name, but he was like, oh, just one of my classmates, girl. And she said, "Do she like you?" And he was like, yeah, we're good friends. She was like, "No, does she like you?" And he was like, I don't know. And she was like, "Well, why would y'all hold hands?" He was like, "Because we're friends."
They hold hands.
Yeah, so she was like, well, why don't you get her number or something? You know, call her over. And I'm like, well,
You know what? That's nuts. That's nuts. So she told him, why don't you get his number?
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily condoning sex. I think, but I know where you're going with it. That's not necessarily condoning sex. And that brought me back to why me and my dad had that conversation. Not only was it, around the time of sex education within school and elementary, but he went through that's actually how I got my nickname, which I'm trying to bury in the dirt. No pun intended, for those who know. But yeah, my dad, he went through my book bag one day and he saw a letter. I was 9 years old. He saw a letter from obviously a girl that said, "I want a bone." You know what I'm saying? So we talk about, I'm gonna tell my age. We talking about 1995. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what, and I think that's when he saw the green light. Like, all right, if he's getting letters like this, and she was older. So he's like, yeah.
So yeah, well, so and that's different. But
yeah,
if you, and I know you wouldn't do this with your daughter, but let's just hypothetically talk. You tell your daughter, like, well, why don't you get his phone number? What do you actually expect your daughter to do with this young man's phone number?
I would never, first of all.
Exactly. I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I would never tell my kid to get something.
I mean, because it's us thinking with an adult mind. If I'm encouraging my son to get a little girl's phone number, let's say he's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, what is he gonna do with that phone number? If I'm encouraging him to get it.
Man, but my daddy did that though.
But we grew up in that time frame. Not saying it's good or to condone that, but we grew up in that time frame to where that's what makes you a man. The OGs talk to you about getting your little dick wet. Ask you if you eat pussy yet. Well, not particularly him, but you may have some uncles that said something to you. It may have been some OGs on the block. You know what I'm saying? There was some kind of influence somewhere in the world.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I don't. Again, I'm not telling my daughter to get anybody.
Right.
No, nor am I telling my son to do that either. I'm not going to tell my son to do that either, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because then you're going to have a dating conversation. Why are you, like I said, why are you telling them to get that phone number? I mean, so for what? What is the reason?
Right. Because we all know what courting entails.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah. And I was, and my parents had me at a young age. So no. Well, both my parents were teenagers. So no.
Y'all grew up together.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. No way. I'm good on that.
It sounds cool, you know what I'm saying, to certain people, and it's how a lot of people grew up. But when you actually think about it, and we think about, why kids are doing some of these things at a younger and younger age, a lot of the reasons why is because they have parents that are, I guess influencing it.
Yeah. I think it's about upbringing, though. I think it has everything to do with the character in that parent, man. Because I'll be honest with you, me and my mom are 15, 16 years apart, right? It was just not a lot.
Right.
It just came, right?
Yeah.
15 to 16, you know what I mean? So, but one thing about it is I did not view my mom as my player partner until I was about 16, 17, going into, young adulthood.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to mom. I love you for that. You know what I mean? I never viewed her that way. Today's a little different, but I never viewed it. I never viewed it that way. And she never set it up. She always made herself available. But at the same time, like, there was a line, a very clear line.
Rightfully so.
Our mama, and that's just what it is. Even within, the small gap in our age.
Right.
It should be parents like son, parents, at least.
Yeah, it should. And we've lost that a lot. I mean, there's plenty of instances. I go on. I was just scrolling Instagram, and this I don't know how old the boy is, but he got his own page, and he's running it, and he does pranks on mama. And there's a couple he's calling her by her first name. There's one he but he's doing it as a joke, joke or not. My ass would have been laid out. My mom would probably pick the camera up and like, yeah, this is what happened when you joke. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like to this day, I still don't call my mom by her first name. I might say, hey, how you doing, Miss Sharon? But I don't be like, hey, Sharon. What was, what I'm saying? Like,
she ever called my mom fun crazy?
Right, yeah. So yeah. But I mean, we're growing up in that I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of people are growing up friends with their parents instead of, being mom and child, or, dad child. So
I will say personally, like I said, the gap, although the gap was small, as opposed to other people growing up, man, my mom was always like, hey, this is what it is. Like, our mom, hey, don't try me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. No.
Don't try me. Don't even play with me.
Right.
Like that.
And not so many words, I'll bust your ass. Right.
Yeah, right. Like what you think it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah. And if it's a man in the house and he really fuck with your mom, he like, nigga, all right, nigga.
Yeah, right. My stepdad, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, nigga.
I mean, but he never really. Well, one thing I will say about my stepdad, man, and shout out to Billy, man. He never crossed that line as far as coming in between what myself and my mom really, our relationship, you know what I mean? And that's probably hard, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's hard for him, you know what I'm saying? But he did a great job of however hard it was, he did a great job of hiding, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
If you would, or not crossing that boundary, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So speaking of children, this is something came up in my would you buy your son a cooking set? Like, the little oven, stove, the whatever they have these days.
I understand. Yeah. So I don't think in my mind, if I have a list of things or whatever that I want to buy my son,
like an easy bake.
I don't think that I would say, okay, I'm going to buy my son a cooking set, right? But I'm not against it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Right? I'm not going to tell him, like, put that stuff down. Don't do this.
Right.
Don't do that. Because guess what? I'm getting ready to have my kids and like both my kids together in another month. And guess what? His sister has a cooking set, a whole kitchen. Right. And so, like, I'm not gonna be like, no, don't do this or don't do that. But what I was trying to say, I don't think and it might be based on like my old school way of thinking, but no, it's not gonna.
Right.
It would never pop up in my head to buy my son a kitchen set. But if he's in there playing with it or doing whatever he's doing, whether it be by himself or with his sister, I'm not gonna be like, nah, put that down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, guess what? He's getting ready to see his dad in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to see his dad in the kitchen. He's getting ready to see his dad. Well, he's already seen it, actually. Scratch that. He's seen his dad. He's seen his dad in the kitchen daily. He's seen his dad mop. He's seen his dad sweep. He's seen his dad dust off whatever. Like, he's seen his daddy do all of that. So for me to tell him that's not okay would be stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or it's not masculine. But
because
he's following that trap.
Right. Because I'm masculine and he knows me as daddy. He knows me as, you know.
So I'm gonna take it a little bit further. What about playing with the Barbies and, you know, the taking the clothes off? He likes the Barbie clothes. He, you know, mess around with them. Is that, I mean, is that anything? What if you in the store and he sees like some dress up clothes for a baby doll and he wants them?
We're not doing that. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not going to call me a hypocrite. Call me whatever you want to. But at the end of the day, he's not seeing daddy do that. Okay. So he's not seeing dad pick out dresses and heels and things like that. That's not what we're doing. Right. Now, so I will say this. I definitely wasn't gonna call you a hypocrite, but so we had mentioned just the old school thing, or it's not considered masculine, you know, or a toy for a boy to have, you know, a kitchen set. But do you think we could potentially be stunting growth or taking away avenues or things that they may love? Because one day he could grow up to be the next biggest chef. One day he could grow up to be the next biggest fashion designer. And at that early age, you know, he was not playing with Barbies, but he was fascinated by the clothes. He was checking them out. He was putting them on the Barbies, seeing how they look. He wasn't wearing heels, you know, but, you know, that was I read that somewhere. I thought it was kind of interesting. As far as in how a lot of us, I guess, we equate masculinity or the part of, you know, them being a boy. Right. Like, I'm never going, like, if I got a son, I'm never going to buy him Barbie dolls. And I'm with you. I would not, like, if we was at the store and he wanted, you know, this clothes, you know, these Barbie clothes, you know, he was on the aisle looking at, you know, the Transformers or something. And he wandered over to the, you know, little girls aisle. And he saw some clothes and he bought him back. Dad, I want this. I would be like, nah, put that back. That's not for you. You know what I'm saying? But now thinking about it, is it gonna hurt something? Listen, I gotta do some soul searching on it. I mean, for real, like, I'm gonna be honest and unapologetic on this thing, dog.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes like the cooking thing, okay, because and I equate that because at the end of the day, you have to eat to survive. And I'm talking about survival tactics. Right. That's the way I view it. You don't have to buy Barbie clothes to survive. No, you don't. You do have to cook, though. You do. Absolutely. You don't have to. You have to know how to feed yourself. You know what I mean? And in the life that we're creating for our kids, they're not going to be homeless. Right. You know what I mean? They're going to have a roof over their head. They're going to have a stove to cook meals. So from that standpoint, no, I don't mind. But again, if that's his path and that's the walk he wants to walk, I'm not gonna stop him, but at the same time, bro, I'm not buying no woman clothes for my son to play with. I'm not.
You know, I mean, but so thinking about it, I'm with you 100%. There's nothing that comes to my mind right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? To buy him dolls or doll clothes or anything else. Even if he was to ask, I would probably be like, no,
sir.
But I'm not gonna say it'll take a lot for me to actually, if I was to have a son, to consider it. But it'll have to be a lot of the I guess it would probably have to be outside, something to make me actually think about it. Like, like I asked you, what is it what is it hurting? Is it something that he might be passionate about? Could he grow up to be the next Virgil?
Virgil, bro. Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? Who knows?
No, I get what you're saying, bro. I'm with you. Like that's why I said what I said. Like I would have to do some serious soul searching on some shit like that, man. But it's two sides to every story. So I'm not ready to take that leap.
Right. Definitely not. And you got a ways to go. You got a ways to go.
Really? I don't know, man. So Adonis, Adonis different, man. He's different. Everybody said that kid is different, but Adonis at 1 year old, bro. He would be in my room with a rag and go get his shoes, and he's cleaning his shoes off at one. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure that his shoes are clean. The same thing that was implemented in me, or he sees me do. He's far more advanced today.
Oh yeah.
So, you say I got a ways to go? Maybe not. Maybe not.
So I definitely learned that like 3 years ago with Luna when she was born, just how attentive she was. Like I don't remember passing to Shania, like they were like Luna's watching the room, like within the first week she was born, like she hear noise, like she's turning and looking, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember, like just like very alert and attentive, like focus.
Luna was out. Luna real life. When Adonis is over there, Luna was trying to assist and making Adonis happy. You know what I'm saying? And they're both toddlers, and she was trying to make sure Adonis was good to go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro.
Kids are definitely man. I had some questions for you, some unapologetic truths, man.
Okay, let's get to it.
See what we got, man. If you was to say there's one animal that you related to, or you would coin patting yourself after, what would the animal be?
A gorilla.
A gorilla. You want to expand on it?
and the reason why, yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, to me, gorillas are obviously they're one of the stronger animals, in the kingdom. They definitely are territorial.
Okay.
Strength, they're very strong. Can run, can climb, can swim, are very smart. But I think it's more so of the territorial, being territorial, and
right,
beating your chest, and the strength also too. That's that's my favorite animal anyway. So I'm biased. What about you?
My favorite animal, well, I guess one I would probably be a lion.
Okay.
Probably be a lion. Yeah, King of the Jungle, not necessarily for that, because I like that, you know, lions, they can travel in packs
Absolutely.
or not.
Okay.
And I think that's me in a sense. Like I'm good in a crowd, good with people. I like it. You know, i.e. like if I go on vacations or trips, you know, I'll definitely love to be with people, but I can hop in that car and ride somewhere by myself. I don't necessarily have to be with nobody.
Okay.
They are they have that ferocious side to where, you know, they are I guess when they feel like they have to display that they are the king of the jungle, but then they also have that side to where you'll see a lion and a lioness, you know, laid up.
Thanks.
And how they care for cubs and children. That's one, you know, a couple of the things that I think I would like to or coin myself after that. I find very interesting about lions.
I got you.
Yeah, man. Let's say zombie apocalypse. You got bit. Would you hide the bite?
No.
you let everybody know you got bit?
I'm not letting everybody know, but I'm not necessarily hiding. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm letting I'm letting the mothers of my children know, like, hey, listen, you know how I am. You know I love the shit out of my kids, right?
Uh-huh.
But I got bit, you know what I'm saying? So just protect my kids, man. Like, you know, it'll kill me, but protect my babies, man, because one minute I could be loving them, rocking my babies, the next minute I could be fucking trying to eat their skin or eat their fucking flesh or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So here's an interesting question, man. Because you said kill me. Would you really want her to kill you though?
Yeah. For my kids, yes. Without a doubt. For my kids, yes. Because I want to be around my kids all the time, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want that, because nobody on the planet, there's nobody on the planet that can teach my kids like how I can.
Right.
Because they're a reflection of me. They come from me. So nobody's ever going to understand my son or my daughter like I do.
Absolutely. So, because when you say that, then I thought about, I'm like, well, you know, because when they talk about us dying and, you know, us leaving behind stuff, like, hopefully, well, you think she'll be good with, you know, knowing, okay, I had to kill him? Because I'm with you. So honestly, I probably wouldn't tell nobody, but I wouldn't stay with the group.
Okay.
I would probably go somewhere. And
Shonda would be okay with it. Shonda would be okay. For sure, Shonda would be okay with knocking me off for the sake of McDonald's. Well, actually, Courtney would too. Yeah, they both would be okay with knocking me off the table of our children, because they're both loving mothers. So yeah, they both would be okay, and I think they both know that if I said, "Hey, get me up out of here," if things go left and I get a little beside myself, go ahead and cut my water off.
Turn the water off. I would I probably wouldn't tell nobody, but well, I might just, I know I would disappear. I wouldn't stay with the group. Yeah. I wouldn't stay with the group because you know, like I know, soon as you let that be known, that's the first thing motherfuckers think, like, oh, we gotta go ahead and turn this nigga's water off. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. Yeah. So then I come up to that decision of, okay, once I leave, do I kill myself or do I just turn? Yeah, you got real bright, but I mean, it is. So that's the next thing. Do I kill myself or do I just turn and then potentially become a menace or end up wandering back where I came from anyway.
For the sake of my kids, man, go ahead. You know, if shit started getting real spooky, dog, go ahead and, you know, turn my water off, man, for real.
Yeah, that's oh, that's a tough one, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm built to kill myself.
No, I didn't say I'm gonna turn my water.
Well, no, I mean for
somebody.
me. No, I mean for me, because I would, like I said, I would separate myself from everybody I'm with.
Okay.
Just, you know, so, but like I said, I mean, you might wander back to wherever you was and end up, yeah. But I don't necessarily know if I want somebody to, you know, because everybody ain't built like, you know, for instance, your baby moms, you know, that shit might fuck them up. And next thing you know, they, you know, that shit is on their conscience. PTSD from killing my child's father or whatever. So
I don't know, man. Them niggas savages, man.
Yeah, I might have to give me a
Shout
ring.
out Corey, shout out Shonda, but he not. Them niggas savages though. I don't know.
Superpowers, man. If you had the choice.
I'm glad you asked me this. I was asked this 2 weeks ago, but go ahead.
Okay. So, I was gonna ask you, you know what? We can go both ways.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you had to choose between being anywhere, teleporting yourself anywhere in the world, you know, at any given time, or being able to read minds, which one?
First, I'll teleport, no question. Because and the reason why I'm a backtrack. I was asked this about 2-3 weeks ago, and I was asked in a different light. If I had one superpower, what would it be?
So that's why I was going to ask you next. Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing first thing that came to my mind is being able to teleport.
Okay.
Bar none. Because time is everything. And we in my opinion, and everything that we do is based off of the time that we have, time constraints. But if you could go from point A to point B in a second, think about what they do for your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being able to teleport, no question for me though. Kind of be close.
You know, I was thinking, I struggled when I asked you, well, you know, when I looked at it, as much as good as it would be to, you know, be able to know what someone's thinking.
Yeah.
It's not always good.
It's not.
It's not always good.
Nah.
So I would, and you had a perfect analogy as far as in the teleport. I mean, you can definitely be, you know, if you had the ability to be here and then 2 seconds later be somewhere completely else, you know, thousands of miles away. I mean, that you can't beat that.
Not even.
Especially with the time factor. I mean, that was a perfect analogy, the time factor, because time is everything.
Yeah.
Time is everything. With those powers though come, you know, also comes things too. So it can definitely get a nigga in trouble.
Oh, 100%.
It can definitely get a nigga in trouble.
100%.
Yeesh. Imagine 100%. That. Imagine that and the temptation. Imagine that in temptation. But man, that's it, man. We man, it's good to be back.
Yeah, man.
Good to be recording again, chopping it up with my guy, man. Missed you.
Already.
Bruh, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I'm like lightweight. I don't even know if you can say lightweight. I'm lightweight practicing celibacy, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit. I mean, listen, I can assure you that I understand what you are saying, sir. I can assure you I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
man.
I feel you, my brother.
I gotta I'm like figuring out debate. Well, not really debating, just going through the I know a good reason why. One of the main prime examples of reasons why, but
Right.
I gotta figure out an end state. What am I looking to accomplish?
Okay. Yeah, that is important.
You know,
That is
but
important.
you know, that's for another podcast, man. We'll get into that once I figure all that other stuff out. But yeah, man. Let's close it out.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, as always, man, shout out to the home state, man. Shout out to the home team, man. North Carolina, you know, we rep this shit to the death. Shout out to my support system. And as I come to the end of you know, this business trip, we'll call it that, as I come to the end of it, man, I'm appreciative of everybody that's been along for the ride, man, through the good times and the bad times, and the people that have really shown me at the end of the day that they have not only my back, but my best interests at hand. Good, bad, and indifferent, man. Yourself included, big dog. So I got to get your flowers on that, bro. Because at the end of the day, you know, you no matter what, man. Whenever I text that phone, or you know, we'll be 8 hours apart in different 8 hours difference in time. Whenever I text, man, you know, you hit back with you know, it's speedy. You know what I'm saying? So for that, I appreciate that, dog, because you don't have to do that, but you do it. You know what I mean? And so, but there's a few other people that do that as well. So I'm appreciative of that. I'll also, you know, mental health is real, man. And at the end of the day, we may not have all the answers, but before you hurt yourself and you harm others, please reach out, whether it be to Prime Minister or NSG Nomads, or on a podcast, on IG, or on Facebook for that matter. As far as Unapologetic goes, reach out to us, and if we don't have the answer, we can point you into the right direction, man. Other than that, dog, you know, it's the middle of January, bro. I got about a month and a half I go home. My nigga, this is the big pay. This year is the big motherfucking payback. I know I said I wasn't gonna curse as much, but I'm gonna curse right now. It's the big motherfucking payback. And when I get home, guess what? Motherfuckers got hell to pay, boy.
I hear that.
That's all I got.
Like, share, subscribe, and just to touch on something you talked about real quick, because we got plenty of time. But definitely, man. I pride myself on, you know, it's not everybody that just gonna get a response right away.
Right.
And most people will tell you that my phone never goes on do not disturb, never goes on silent. You know, if it does go on do not disturb, it's right now because I'm podcasting.
Right.
But you're definitely one of those people, you know, because I love you and I definitely, you know, fuck with you all the way. You know what I'm saying? And there's other people like that. And you do the same for me as well. You know, you are, you know, one of those, you know, individuals that, you know, it's a handful that I know if I need to talk, if I send a message, you know, it could be no matter, regardless of what text message it is. It don't have to be, you know, something extenuating. You know, it can just be, you know, some dumb shit. I asked you about a game or something. You know, I'm going to get a response back. I'm not going to say in a timely manner, you know, but, you know, as soon as you can. You know, I have a lot of close friends that, and those close friends that still aren't like that. Like, they might get back me, you know, a day later, 2 days later, and it's, you know, continuously like that. So it does feel good, man, to actually have, you know, those people that, you know, when you need to, because it could just be a little simple, you know, message that you're throwing out there to ease that person or the conversation into, you know, what's really bothering you. And I hate that episode didn't record and we can't put it out because we did talk about that. Treat everybody like they're going through something.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that still resonates with me. You know, I'm definitely practicing that, you know, because, you know, before unloading my problems and issues on someone, you know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, man, I appreciate everything. Appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Long journey, bro. We've been on. We still rocking. Shout out to your homie too, man. I saw he started following the Unapologetic page, his tax business.
Oh, Justin, my partner.
Shout out to Justin.
Man. Hey, man. Well, Justin Phillips. How about that? Because we both got. So it's a funny story, man. So I think I told you. So, you know, obviously we have you, you know, you're Reggie, and you know, the home Justin Hartsfield, right? And shout out to Justin Hartsfield. He just had a birthday, man. Shout out to you, bro. Happy birthday to you. So for me, you know, I have you and I have, you know, Justin Hartsfield. But growing up, my two very best friends are also Justin and Reggie. Okay. So I have to freaking, it's all over the place. But shout out to my man Justin, the tax guy. So at some point, maybe in the next 24 to 48 hours, I'll make sure that I plug him in as far as on my social media and on Unapologetic social media as well, you know, with tax season coming up, man, and putting it out there. This guy's a genius.
We definitely support. Genius, man. Definitely support. But that shout out to him. You know, I like to see that, man, especially, you know, this year, everybody, whether it's, you know, that's one of my main goals. I want to create a couple different streams of income, you know, this year. And we working there. But man, I appreciate everybody that support us, that, you know, watches, listens, everybody that supports me in general, just, you know, because I had some times last year and y'all ain't get to hear it, but I hate to keep saying that, but I had some times and a lot of people was there for me, you know, helped me out through everything I've, you know, been through. And for, like I said, everybody that supports the podcast, thank you. We love y'all. As always, we're unapologetic, we're unfiltered. We will see y'all next week. Dre and Red signing out.
Take it easy.
You know what it is. Thanks for listening to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Better follow me.